Hi everyone, Dr. Paul from Hair Transplants Melbourne. I just wanted to explain what happens to the donor site with the procedure called Follicular Unit Transfer, also known as FUT. FUT is where we are not shaving any part of the scalp. Instead, what we're doing is we're making a linear incision around the back of the scalp, depending on how many grafts we need. It might be a short linear incision, it might be a little bit longer, going from one side to the other all the way around. And then we take a strip of skin out of the scalp. It sounds intense, but it's really not. Our patients tolerate it very well, and a lot of our patients actually undergo this procedure because they have a preference for that type of procedure versus FUE. And then once that strip of skin is taken out, we then sew the scalp back up again, and then you just have the linear incision that heals over time. Now, if an FUT is done badly, then you'll have a terrible scar. It'll be thick and ugly and obvious. But at Hair Transplants Melbourne, we take a great deal of pride in generating FUT scars that are very thin and that are almost imperceptible to even the hairdresser of our clients. And what that means then is the downtime is often not as much as FUE. Because you're not shaving any part of the scalp, you're not really changing your appearance. We're making an incision, then sewing the scalp up. We're leaving all of your hair intact around it. You will walk out of the clinic and no one will know that you've had anything done at the back of your head. So once that strip of skin is taken out, it's handed over to our hair technicians and nurses to then start dissecting the individual grafts out of that strip of skin. And then those grafts are implanted back into where we want them to go, just like we would in an FUE procedure. The implantation is no different between FUE and FUT. It's just the extraction that is different. One extra point I wanted to make very clear here, a lot of people think that when we take a strip out with FUT, we are literally planting that strip on the top of the head intact. That is not what FUT is. FUT is taking the strip out, dissecting each of the grafts out of that strip of skin, and then placing the individual grafts into the sites where we want them to go on top.